So my family's always been quite political, I suppose. You know, my dad was a Conservative district councillor. Oh no, there goes the map. Oh no.
Okay, I'll ask the questions again. What first sparked your interest in politics? Who inspired you along the way?
My family's always been quite political. My dad was a Conservative district councillor. My grandmother, so my dad's mother, was chair of the local Conservative association. So we've always had these sort of conversations around the dinner table about politics. But I think, you know, my grandmother, you know, once sort of later on, I was a bit older, but gave me a present on my birthday. She gave me a book of biography of Clement Attlee by John Bew. And that, I suppose, sort of was a moment where it was like, yes, you know, all these things you've been talking about from in terms of the politics around the table, you know, this is where you might fit in the Labour Party and what you've been talking about. So I suppose, you know, I always found Clement Attlee quite a reassuring figure, that someone like me would be welcome in the Labour Party, you know, despite my background and, you know, in terms of what I believe in terms of my politics. So yeah, so sort of we've always had those conversations in my family, but it's always been nice to know that, you know, just because you have differing views doesn't mean you can't have a conversation around the table and, you know, have your thrash out your political differences.
Love it. I'll send that to my mum. Yeah. What's the biggest change you want to make for people in your constituency?
One, the local economy, so jobs, protecting jobs, creating more jobs, having these opportunities for young people. And two is the public services, so we've got to have better public services in Pembrokeshire, whether that's health, education. We need that investment to improve those. We need better healthcare outcomes right across the board. So those two are my main focus as the MP, and, you know, to achieve those I've got to work very collaboratively with Welsh Government, with the local council. But, you know, when I go to bed and I'm sleepy at night, those are the two things that wake up in the morning and motivate me to go and do my job.
Can you share a moment when you really felt the impact of your work on someone's life?
Yeah, we had an interesting moment the other day. We were out door knocking in Merlin's Bridge outside Hartlepool, and, you know, sometimes the political landscape can be difficult, can be challenging. So you're going around knocking doors thinking, oh, hang on a second, is someone going to tear my head off for some kind of policy or not, as the case may be. But we opened the door, knocked on door, and they were like, well, you know, what you've done around access to GP, my local GP surgery, I can now access it in a way that I couldn't before because they've changed the booking system. You know, it's a really tangible impact that, you know, we did a survey, we identified a need, I went out and had a campaign on trying to improve GP access, and then that work that you've done around primary care, around improving access to your local GP has had an impact, and people have recognised that you've been part of that change. So that was, you know, made me feel that actually sometimes it's not, you know, you can have a breakthrough. It's not all just banging your head against a brick wall.
Is there a place in your constituency you always recommend visitors see?
Well, I'm going to be biased, so St David's, I live outside St David's, and White Sands Bay is absolutely stunning. So if you get the chance, you know, picnic on White Sands in the summer, or even, you know, go down there if you're going to brave the sea in the winter. It's beautiful, and, you know, it's a very special place. So I'd recommend people going and seeing the cathedral, have a look around St David's, and then go down to White Sands. Although I suspect the people in Freshwater West or down an angle are going to get a little bit pissed off, but there we go.
What's something about you most people would be surprised to learn?
So I went down to a local primary school, Waldo Williams Primary School in Hartlepool West, and I brought my bagpipes. So I played the bagpipes, and I played the bagpipes to the local primary school children. And they were pretty, I don't think they were expecting that, to see that I was the candidate at the time. I came in and played the bagpipes to the kids. So yeah, I played the bagpipes, and that's probably something that people wouldn't expect when, you know, when I'm coming for a visit, that I'm going to drop in like the Pied Piper with a pair of bagpipes, set of bagpipes. There we go.
Why didn't you bring them? Can you talk a bit about how you learned the bagpipes, how you got into it?
Yeah, so I just played them at school. So my grandfather played them, and me and my brother both played them. So it's kind of like a sort of family thing. My grandfather's briefly in the Scots Guards, so yeah, played the bagpipes, and yeah.
Why are they not here?
They're in Pembrokeshire, unfortunately.
Oh mate, should we go and get them? That would have been so cool. What's a book or film that has shaped the way you see politics?
So my wife, on for my birthday present, took me to see Nye, the recent theatre production. It was a slight like busman's holiday in terms of watching a Labour MP go through the trials and tribulations of engaging with politics. But, you know, all the work we've been doing locally on the NHS, you know, it shows what transformative effect a Labour government and committed Labour MPs can do to make sure that healthcare is available for all at the point of need. So it's just a tangible reminder to keep going and keep up that fight, because people rely on it so much and it's such a vital part of our local community, wherever you are, but particularly in Pembrokeshire.
When did you know you wanted to get involved in politics?
I joined the party around 2015, and it's sort of been a slow evolutionary process over time. So, professionally I trained and practiced as a barrister. I did healthcare, public and employment law, and in that environment you're working very much with people that need access to justice, or up against it in terms of trying to hold their employers to account. So doing, and also working in the healthcare space with the NHS, both for and against the NHS, but then also helping government with some of those aspects of public law. And then, I work for a small trade union, helping cleaners campaign for better pay and working conditions. So that trade union aspect was, a central part in forming my politics as well. So, over time, you build up, you have a sense of what you believe and what you think, but then it does become informed by the experiences you have. And I think, working in law, working for a small trade union, really demonstrated the need to have that legislative impact on a national level, and that's sort of what pushed me into the political sphere.
What's your favourite family day out in the constituency?
So me and my wife got a 5-month-old now, so she's loves taking it. I love taking her down to White Sands, and you watch her feet in the sand with the tide coming in and out. She really enjoys it. It's really fun, and I'm thinking that as she get older, we're going to end up going Hangar 5 in Hartford West and the airport, and then also we've got the aspects of Folly Farm, Heatherton. So there's lots of a variety of riches in Pembrokeshire in terms of providing entertainment for small little ones that have a lot of energy. So yeah, but White Sands at the moment is fantastic. It's also really you just go down there and have a nice time, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's great.
Favourite place to get food in Pembrokeshire?
So if I'm working in the office down in Swan Square, Samuel's is a bit of a go-to, get a nice little sandwich from Samuel's, and then we've got the Bishops in St David's, so it's nice to go down there. The one really nice place that I took my wife Poppy to the other day last year was Paternoster Farm. Really recommend that, it's really nice. If you're looking for sort of a date night or anything like that in Pembrokeshire, it's really, really good food. Top
highlights as Mid and South Pembrokeshire's MP so far?
One of the really big privileges is that you get to talk to people and they feel they can share things with you that they wouldn't share if you were just a stranger, and that's a big privilege in terms of being able to help people with the issues and concerns they bring to you. So we've done a lot of casework, me and my team have been handling a lot of casework, and being able to have those small impacts, it's big impact on the individual, but in terms of those small casework wins has been really rewarding. Watching my team work in a way to try and deliver for people in Pembrokeshire has been fantastic. And then also, some of the bigger wins we talked about, trying to improve the local economy, jobs, and also with healthcare. Focusing on the constituency and trying to deliver locally for people. Those are the key things that keep me going, and very much the highlight of the last year or so.
Perfect. I thought that was really good. Yeah, smashed it.
Thanks, guys.